Craig Zuckerman here to tell you about the #1 creator of pain and injury in the body. Dun dun dun! It's repetitive stress. Repetitive stress is an activity that we perform on a daily basis that puts stress upon our body or specifically on a joint that then leads to injury. Now these guys, they're slow creepers. So unlike if, I'm running out on the soccer field and I get slide tackle and my knee pops, well, pretty much know what caused that to happen and why I'm in all this horrific knee pain. But when you start to have shoulder pain, it's aching, and then with time, months pass, and now it's stopping. You can't move it. It's killing you all the time. It's going all the way up into the neck. That is an injury that is most likely caused by a repetitive stress, something I've been doing day in and day out, not realizing that with time, it's going to imbalance my joint and create pain. So let's take the shoulder for example. A repetitive stress for that would be, and there's two different kinds of repetitive stress. There's either a held position that's held for long periods of time and it's an improper position, if you will, or a movement-based injury. So again, let's take the arm. If I'm working on a mouse and my arm's sitting out here all day long working on this mouse, then this shoulder muscle is having to work for hours on end. And our muscles are designed to move, not to just hold. That held position wears out the muscle. And with time, your body will create what's called fascial tissue. It's a webbing. Now, it's around all of our muscles. If you look at a chicken breast, okay? It's that white film over a chicken breast. And it's there to keep the shape of the muscle. And it moves and flexes. But when we have a held in proper position like this and we're using a mouse, or even the repetitive motion of moving this guy around all the time, the body will start to weave that fascial tissue, crosses it, and then it gets hard, and it hardens just like concrete, and our shoulder gets stuck in that position, or it hurts to even move through that range of motion. This repetitive stress could also cause inflammation in the joint, all of it which equates to pain. And if we don't change that repetitive stress, if we don't do something like a shoulder rest, or an arm rest, to drop your elbow on and rest on when you use the mouse so that muscle isn't strained by working hour after hour when you're on your computer, then you're never going to get yourself out of pain and reverse that injury. No matter how much PT work you do, how many exercises you do, if you don't stop that repetitive thing you're doing day in and day out, you're not going to heal your pain. And that's why repetitive stresses are so important to catch and start to see. And I have several other videos that will show you some of these most common repetitive stresses like crossing your legs. But the one with using your mouse or any of these kind of things just create or wreak havoc on the body with time. Now another one is like a movement-based stretch. So say I'm at my computer and I've got documents over here that I'm looking at, and then I'm on my computer and then I'm looking at the documents, or maybe I gotta get a fax and keep rotating to my side to get a fax over and over and over and over again. If I do this, that is a repetitive stress. I'm creating a motion to one side of my body over and over. It's like I'm doing curls, but just with my right arm. All right, well, this arm's going to get bigger. This one's going to be smaller. That's going to look a little funny, but when you're dealing with the trunk, it's going to rotate my hips off. And this can create lower back pain, herniation, sciatica, and a whole list of bad effects. So you need to make sure that you find this repetitive motion, this repetitive stress in your day, and do something about it. Maybe you change it over to the other side the next week or daily so you don't have that repetitive motion. Or better yet, rotate your seat so that you're not twisting the torso. Many times if I have somebody come into my studio and they have one hip lifted and twisted, I know there's some repetitive stress they are doing, whether it's walking a dog every day on the same side of the body or something like the scenario with the fax or something at their work. So cutting out repetitive stresses is the #1 way to reduce pain and injury in the body. And it has to be done because not just an exercise program is going to solve this problem. It'll help lessen its effect on the body and maybe help it prevent it from getting really bad. But you need the combination of an exercise program that is special of an exercise program that is specific to your body and whatever your injuries or whatever you have to do at work or your daily repetitive stresses are. And you got to cut these things out. Be aware of them. Hope that helps you out. Hope you'll start to see all these things you're doing at home and at work, like this, standing on one leg instead of standing on both legs, and cut out some of these repetitive stresses to reduce your pain and injury. I'm Craig Zuckerman with Zline Fitness, helping you feel better, look better, and perform better.